In this video, we are going to create 3 charts based on the table in the financials worksheet. The first chart we're going to create is a comparison of AACC savings using the 3D cluster column chart. So the way we do this is we want to select our colleges. That's part of the data that we're going to need. Then we're going to hold down the Control key and select the AACC savings. Notice that I do not select the total, and we're going to, this allows us, using the Control key allows us to select non-contiguous data in the spreadsheet. So we're going to click on Insert, and then we're going to go over here to Insert Column or Bar Chart, and we're going to select the 3D clustered column. You'll notice that when the chart is inserted, then the Chart Tools ribbon comes up, and you can choose any of these styles that you'd like. We're going to edit them. So I'm going to choose Style 3. And you also see that there's a little chart elements icon that is here. This one is the chart styles. And so what we're going to do, we want to put the data labels over the top. And so if the style that you chose has legend checked, it shows the series, and we don't need that data because it's only on one data point, so we're just going to uncheck legend. Now we can notice one other thing here. Notice that because we formatted the dollar sign on the first and last, the other ones do not have a dollar sign. So we can fix that very easily just by clicking in the first cell, 33,000, and we're going to go over here to the Format Painter, and we're just going to reformat those numbers, and then notice that your numbers change to have a dollar sign. There are other formatting choices for your charts. If you click on Quick Layout, you'll see that there are several different ones here. If you choose one that has anything other than, you notice that the axis title, we're not going to list what that is. That would be just the dollars and the colleges. We're not going to use that one. So if you chose one of those, you want to make sure you come over here and uncheck the legend, uncheck the axis titles, and make sure that you have data labels. You can take off the grid lines if you want, but make sure you just have the data labels and the axis on it. I've gone back to my original chart, and I'm going to change the name to AACC Savings. And then I'm going to move the chart, make sure that I have the move handle, and I'm just going to place it underneath the table, and oops, I want it to be that big. There we go. Yes, that's about right. Okay, making sure that we can move this and kind of center it there. There's our AACC savings chart. Because we discovered in our last chart that we're going to need the dollar signs for our data, let's go ahead and change that now. So we're going to select the text that doesn't have the dollar sign, and we're going to come here and we're going to change it to currency, 0 decimal places with the dollar sign. We still want the negative to be in parentheses in red, so click there, and that will put our dollar signs in our data. The next chart we're going to do is another bar chart, and we're going to just take a look at the tuition and fees for each college. So we're just going to highlight this area, so we're just getting the tuition and fees, and we actually now have the text that identifies the data. We click on Insert, and we're going to go this time to a 2D column chart. Notice that since we highlighted the tuition and fees, it automatically named our chart. And so then we're going to, this time we're going to move the chart into a new sheet. And we're going to call it Tuition Comparison. So now you see that we have a new sheet and it's called Tuition Comparison, and there's our chart. Because our data is a little different on this chart, we're going to make some changes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change to colors. And notice that it took the title and put it down into the x-axis. So we're going to make some other changes here. This is where now that we can have a legend to identify what college is what color. We will put our data labels in there. We can put a chart title now, and the chart title that we'll list here is Tuition Comparison. You can also change the chart styles, and if you want to further customize it, you can actually go and you can change how the data labels show, inside base, call out. You can move the legend to the top, bottom, however you want to use the legend. So you're free to choose however you want to do it. I think I'm going to choose this particular style. In this last chart, we're going to create a bar chart for the 4-year cost. So we're going to select the colleges again, hold the Control key and the 4-year cost, and then we're going to click on Insert, and this time it'll be a 2D bar chart, clustered bar chart. And we're going to again move the chart into a new sheet and name the chart 4-year cost. And all right, so now we have the same type of situation where we're going to actually edit the chart. I'm going to change it to colors. I like colors better. And you can do what you did the last time. We're going to make sure that we have the right labels for the chart. If you wanted to change the colors of your chart, you're free to do that. You can also change the layout of the chart if you'd like. You have a lot of choices, so go ahead and play around with that. I think I prefer having the legend at the top, so I'm going to choose Layout 2. And then for the chart title, I'm going to choose 4-year cost. And I think that I like Style 2 better because I like that the title is a little bit larger. I'd like to demonstrate a few more formatting tips. The first one, I'm going to click here, and in the chart tools I'm going to select the Format tab, and here you can change the colors if you'd like, the outline colors, the weight of the outline. I like to use the shape effects, so you can use any of these, glow, shadow, soft edges. I like using bevel, so I'm going to choose this bevel style so you can see what happens to it. And so I'm going to click on the next one and just hit Control Y, which just copies the formatting. The next thing that I'd like to show you is how to actually get a background color or texture in the back. And so we're going to go to the shape fill, and you can go put texture. Some of them are more drastic than the others. Some are more subtle. You can choose a texture. You could go and use a gradient as a background, so it would be that kind of color. You can change the color of that fill if you'd like to change the color of the fill, and then you could go again back into the gradient. Now you can see that it has the different color, that you can do a different type of gradient. I kind of prefer the texture fill. I think I like this one. And so now we have a fill color. Another thing you can do, I notice here that the college text is a little bit small. I'd like to draw that out, so I can right click and click on font. And let's say that I want to go to 11, and the font style, maybe I want it bold. Okay, so that makes it larger so that you can see it. You can do the same thing for the title. I'm going to go ahead and say font. And you can see the font color is like a gray color. I think I want to make it black to let it stand out a little bit more, and maybe increase it by a couple, like a half a point. It's all caps here. You could change that if you wanted to. If you wanted to put an underline, you could do this that as well. So I'm going to click OK, and now you can see that the title looks a little darker. So feel free to experiment. The last thing I want to show you how to do is to move the tabs and also give tabs a color. So we're going to move financials to the first position. You right click and you select a tab color, and you can just go down and select of course you can go and choose more colors if you want, if you have a particular one you like. And I'll put this one. Okay, so these are the tab colors now. So that completes our workbook.